Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with the summer transfer move to Arsenal 2 days ago now. As I said yesterday, we kick off on Friday. Can't wait. Away at Brentford, got my ticket. Looking forward to the game. Really am. Back in stadiums after so long for a competitive game in the Premier League at a brand new stadium, which is Brentford. The atmosphere is going to be electric. It's going to be great to be at the ground. But will we have any new signings? I don't know. It's starting to look unlikely. Even if we got somebody in, say, today, tomorrow, would they be ready for that first kickoff against Brentford? Again, you know, we got Brentford, we got Chelsea, we got Manchester City, all before the end of the month. And remember, that window closes at the end of the month. 3 huge games before the end of the month. I said right at the start of the window, you know, the real big, main, important signings, Arsenal should try and get them in early. I know it's difficult. It's difficult, especially in this transfer window. We're seeing the difficulty. We're seeing that a lot of teams are playing a waiting game at the moment. We're seeing how difficult it is to move players out for Arsenal. I mean, how many players have we got rid of? You know? So it's a difficult window, but Arsenal, you know, I think they're taking a chance in not bringing in some of those big sort of names or big players that they need before those first 3 games. It is a gamble by Mikel Arteta at the moment. Or could he bring someone in? What about Tammy Abrahams? Abraham, I keep saying Abrahams. Abraham, right? Now, he's been included in the Chelsea squad to play in the Super Cup against Sevilla. Of course, they won the Champions League. And Thomas Tuchel was being asked about whether he's staying or going. He didn't really say either way whether he was staying or going, which is a big indication that he's going. He's going. Let's just have it right. He's going. Romelu Lukaku's coming in. He's going. Now, we've been told today that Tammy Abraham has agreed personal terms with Arsenal to sign for Arsenal. But that's not the end of the story because, of course, Roma have agreed a deal with Chelsea to sign him. I spoke about this yesterday. It's a 2-year loan deal, apparently, with an obligation for Roma to buy him at the end of that loan deal. And it would work out to be over £30 million. Where is he going to end up? It's a real mystery at the moment as to where he will actually end up playing. Will it be for Roma? Even Atalanta involved. West Ham are still interested in him. Or will it be Arsenal? His preferred destination is Arsenal. But for Arsenal to let it happen, they really need to get rid of you know, either Lacazette or at least Eddie Nketiah to clear a pathway for him to come in. And again, it could be one of these ones that has to wait until near the end of the window, that sort of domino effect. You know, maybe they move out of Lacazette or Eddie Nketiah gets sold. Then they use that money and go and get Tammy Abraham. I think this one's going to rumble on. I certainly don't see anything being done on this one between now and the end of the week when we play our first game. Could it be done before we play Chelsea, which is then the following week, if it gets done? As I said, Abraham wants to come to Arsenal. Reports are deal's been agreed. There's even been reports that Mikel Arteta personally called him on the phone and said, listen, we want you. So going to be interesting to see where he ends up come the end of the transfer window on the 31st. Another person, Aaron Ramsdale, left out of Sheffield United's team that played in the EFL Cup last night against Carlisle. When their manager was asked about it after the game, and, you know, because obviously, you know, people are saying, well, why have you left him out? Because, you know, if he'd have played in that game, he'd be cup tied in the EFL Cup. Remember, Arsenal playing in the second round of the EFL Cup for the first time. And if he comes in, he'll probably be used in that EFL Cup, maybe as the number 2. So that's, to me, the reason why they didn't play him in that game yesterday. However, their manager was saying, oh, well, no, we just wanted to try out some new players in that position. And, you know, we got another goalkeeper. I wanted to give him a little shot. Listen, cut the crap. We know why he didn't play, because, you know, there's a risk of him being sold. And if he's being sold to Arsenal, as I said, they don't want him cup tied for that AFL Cup, because then that might say to Arsenal that, you know what, actually, there's no point in buying him because we needed him in that as well. So again, could we see movement on that between now and Friday? We need a backup goalkeeper. As a lot of the guys have been pointing out, we're one injury away from a crisis when it comes to the goalkeeper. We're taking a big chance on this goalkeeping situation at the moment. But again, does it have to be that domino effect? Does it need Runarsson to go out on loan for us to then bring in someone like a Ramsdale, maybe a Sam Johnson to fill this space? Again, it's going to be intriguing to see how that one works out. Reports today that we've been in talks with Manchester City about Bernardo Silva. Of course, Bernardo Silva will know Mikel Arteta very well. He's available, probably going to take about £60 million. He can play in multiple positions in that midfield, including as a creative player. He's a brilliant player. We know that, but it will cost a lot of money, as I said, 60 million at least to get that deal done. But Arsenal said to be in talks. The problem for some of these players at the moment, like your Bernardo Silvas and these big names, is that, you know, some of the traditional clubs that would have taken them, you know, I mean, Barcelona was said to be really interested in him, but they ain't got no money. Atletico Madrid interested in him, but they've got to make sure they balance their books. This is the problem for a lot of clubs. Let's remember there's been a pandemic on. I think a lot of us are forgetting that. There's been a pandemic on, and the pandemic is still ongoing, and a lot of clubs have lost a lot of money. I mean, lots, ridiculous amounts of money. And now they're having to be a bit more responsible in the way they sign players and in the way they're doing business. And you've seen, like, over in those Spanish leagues, they're being held to account. So could that offer an opportunity for a team like Arsenal to get somebody like a Bernardo Silva? As I said, the rumors are that we've been in talks, but let's see how that one plays out. Another player that we've been linked to today is a guy that we've been linked to over the years and could be available right now, and that's Corentin Tolisso of Bayern Munich, age 27 now, attacking midfielder. There's reports coming out of Germany that Arsenal and Manchester United are two clubs very interested in his signature. There's even been talk, and I know the value there says 18 million pounds, which has been based off of what transfer market value him at. But there's been reports that he could be available for as little as 8.5 million pounds. I mean, that's an absolute snip for the French international. He's won everything at Bayern Munich, but he's never been a regular at Bayern Munich, never a regular in that team. Always been a sort of bit part player. And they paid a lot. I remember when they bought him, 37 million pounds they paid for him. If I'm right, let me just check my notes. Yeah, 37 million pounds they paid for him from Lyon. And he's just been a bit part player. Now could be available for as little as 8.5 million. I think there was a period when he was injured, but it hasn't really taken off for him there. And it could be one of those players that you take on and then he then revives his career and comes good again. So will Arsenal make a bid? Will Arsenal try and get him done again? Another one of these ones that will rumble down until the end of that window. I feel there's going to be bargains available at the end of this transfer window. There's going to be players at the end of this transfer window that you would never suspect Arsenal could get, or even certain other clubs in the Premier League that they could get that are going to be available, or they might be able to get hold of. So it's going to be an interesting one. It really is, the 31st. I know we're very impatient for signings, but when you think about it, there is a waiting game to be had. Although in Arsenal's case, we could have done with getting at least one of those big signings in before the start of the season. When I say the start of the season, it kicking off on Friday. Martin Odegaard, the guy's done a show on it last night. They were talking about the fact that Martin Odegaard deal to Arsenal is back on, and that there's a real opportunity and a real chance that he could join Arsenal. Although, again, conflicting reports today. There's been an injury to Dani Ceballos. He picked up an injury whilst playing for Spain at the Olympics. Said to be ankle ligament injury that is going to keep him out for a few weeks. So now all of a sudden, it's spinning back the other way. And there's talk that, well, you know what, this means that Real Madrid might have to hold on to him because there'll be another midfielder down. There's been an injury to Toni Kroos and now Dani Ceballos. So that might hinder him getting sold. Again, would be perfect. We know Mikel Arteta absolutely loves him. We know what Arteta thinks of him. But could Odegaard return back to Arsenal? And again, I just feel that it's another one of these ones that it's going to be sort of down to waiting for the window or waiting to get near down to the end of the window before a proper decision is made on it. And this perhaps is why Arsenal are playing this sort of waiting game on some of these players to see what the situation is going to be at the end of the window. As I said, not ideal for us because we need players now, but then you might wait it out and end up getting a deal that you wouldn't have got today. Dennis Zakaria is another player being linked. Again, spoken about him many times throughout this summer on Transfer Daily. Where is he going to end up? It seems like it's a toss-up between three clubs: Arsenal, Spurs, and Everton, all heavily linked. He's out of contract in 2022, the Swiss international. He's not going to be signing a new deal. He's definitely leaving. You see the valuation there of £27 million. He could be available for as little as £18 million. Only problem I look on it and think is that, he bought Sambi Lokonga. Xhaka's staying. Where does he fit? Are Arsenal going to go and buy sort of another midfielder in that area? I'm not too sure. But still being linked heavily with a move to Arsenal today. And what about Rob Holden? Surprisingly, didn't play in the game at the weekend. We were told that he had a slight injury. There are even rumors about the fact that he might have been suffering because he had a hair transplant. That was one of the rumors that I heard. Listen, I'm not saying that's true, but if it is, jeez. But that was one of the rumors coming out. I don't know if that's true or not. But Mikel Arteta said he was carrying a slight injury. That's why they didn't risk him in that game. However, there's rumors linking him with a move away to Newcastle. Remember, now that Ben White's come in, Rob Holding is definitely not the starting player in that position. It's going to be Ben White. This is Arsenal Football Club. You don't go and spend £50 million on a defender, number one target for the summer, and then go and put him on the bench. Rob Holding will be on the bench, right, for the majority of this season, unless there's a fitness issue with Ben White. Let's face it. And there's been a lot of talk that maybe Arsenal might look to move him on, cash in on him. They've got Callum Chambers, who can also, remember, play in that sort of right centre-back position. So they feel like they've got cover there. It would be surprising because there's been, in the past, Mikel Arteta has spoken about how important Rob Holding is, and he's a member of the leadership group and stuff like that. But could he be sold before the end of the transfer window? And again, as I said, there's been rumours linking him to Newcastle. There's been rumours linking him to Leicester. Remember, they got this injury to Fofana. There's been rumours linking him there as well. So again, it's going to be another interesting one to see if Arsenal keep hold of Rob Holding. Again, it would be a bit of a strange one, isn't it? Saliba's gone and Rob Holding after, but stranger things have happened at Arsenal. I mean, we once bought a player with a broken back, so anything is possible at this club, right? So it's hotting up. It's hotting up, not as well as the hotting up that we're going to be starting the league on Friday against Brentford. It's also hotting up in the transfer market. And as I said, starting to look less and less likely that we that we could get a player in before that game on Friday. If I was to say one player that could come in, possibly a goalkeeper, possibly a Ramsdale or somebody like that before Friday. Apart from that, I think that Arsenal are playing a bit of a waiting game, seeing who's out there, seeing what deals can be done. And it's not just Arsenal. A lot of teams doing that. So it's going to be a very, very interesting end to the transfer window here. And we'll be all over it here on AFTV. Thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget to check out all of our videos. We've been doing some brilliant stuff We did a Bias Premier League show at Brentford. We've got a preview with Brentford fan as well coming up on Box to Box with Turkish from the Brentford Community Stadium. We were inside there. We've did a review of the brand new Arsenal third kit yesterday, although no brand new player to go with it. So make sure you check out all of those things here on AFTV. And don't forget to check out News Daily tonight. Chris Hudson is back with me in the hot seat tonight. We'll be discussing all of the news regarding Arsenal. So make sure you check that out. And I'll see you guys in the morning with another Transfer Daily.